Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kurt. Welcome back to the MindCrack server. I am back, and you may be wondering what the heck am I doing? I'm digging a shaft. Digging a shaft indeed. For purposes which will be revealed at a later date. But I'm looking towards getting out of aforementioned shaft in a few more repetitious repetitious. You know, repetition. That stuff. But yeah, I'm digging my way out of the mountain. You guys all remember the mountain I was exploring underneath? Found a nice little cave where I thought I could make some sort of evil lair, some description. So just working on that a little bit. I'll show that, I think, at the end of the episode. Haven't made all that much progress. I'm trying... Oop, I should actually be doing this. I almost buried myself once before with gravel, so gotta remember to do that. Alright, very nice. But yeah, I'm working my way out of here. Boop, and a boop. I figured today was a good day to get back. I'm assuming this... Oop, almost did it again. This episode is probably going to be released, or I'm going to upload it and then schedule it to release right after I finish with the 50%... Oh, and it's nighttime. Fantastic! The 50% milestone video. So I hope to my future self that went well. Let's see. Let me concentrate so I don't die. Just get out of the way of any bad guys. Alright, here we are. There's another shaft that I dug. Alright, these are here for secret reasons. I cannot go into the details at the moment, but... Yes, that's that. That's that one over there. Just getting the lay of the land, but here we are. I am going to head back right now to the observatory. Oop, hold on a minute. Ow! I'm getting killed. Getting killed. Get out of here, you bum. That's what you get. That's what you get for surprising me while I was on the pause screen. Pause. Yeah, I had to get my notes out in front. Today I have notes. Not extensive notes like I normally do with the Far Lands or Bust. You are dead, sir. Oh, right over your head. Boop. And a boop. Screw those experience orbs. Screw them. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I'm heading back to the observatory. I did a little bit of work there before I departed there. So I guess I'll give you guys an update on that. But also, I got a cool message. Somebody made custom paintings in the game for me. Not even gonna bother shooting me. Somebody made custom paintings in the game for me, which I believe I've loaded up correctly. It's hard to tell sometimes. I'm not the most experienced at modifying Minecraft, so we will hopefully have success with that. If I can get out of here alive, screw that guy. Look at all these mushrooms that are just starting to grow here because I've been in the area. Screw you guys. I should have brought a boat, but I didn't. So we'll just swim back. Hey! Get back. Get a back job. But, yeah, there's the observatory coming into view. But yeah, somebody made a custom painting textures. He is JAbs on YouTube, and they actually uploaded a video. I'll put a link to it that shows all the paintings that he included. I hope I installed them correctly because they're astronomy themed, so they're going to go well in the observatory. I know upstairs in the dome I had two paintings set as if they were, you know, like computer screens or star charts or something like that, but they were just the default texture pack, so they didn't look anything of the sort. So hopefully that works out. We're going to go check that out and check out the different paintings, and I'll also show you what few cleanup modifications I did to the observatory before I left. Kind of leave it in quasi-finished fashion because it was a little bit of a mess. I just kind of finished it and made it look good from the exterior, but really didn't do anything with the interior. Nope, I'm not going to give you the time of day or the time of night. Whoa, seizures. Uh-oh, 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 uh-oh. Gosh, so many creepers. So many creepers! Oh, he's gonna blow. Ow. Well, now there's a hole there. So yeah, one of the things I did over here at the observatory was I improved the exterior lighting. Instead of just randomly placed torches, I actually arranged them in a very obsessive-compulsive grid pattern. I also planted these trees out front because the front yard was looking a little bit bland and drab. So yeah, now we have some nice even exterior lighting to the observatory. And some trees, which that is a very strange arrangement for snow, especially to be under the tree. I guess that might have fallen before the tree grew. What's going on there? That's weird. Huh. Does that just happen? It like falls around the tree in the shape of an X? The X tree. But yeah, we did that. And then come on up here, watch your step. The ice might be slippery. I moved the spiral staircase and duplicated it. It used to be like right here, but I moved it so it's more even. So now the spiral staircase can get you to both upstairs segments and then downstairs segments. I also evened out the lighting. Kind of set this back a little bit further and made a nice little arrangement. I don't think I left anything in the Ferni. Oh, I did. Boop. Got some iron. Oh, more iron there and there. I'll take it. Anything here. Okay. And then I, with this back part, made... This is weird. I know this kind of looks crappy. I was just experimenting. I realized, it was a couple days ago, I realized I hadn't played around with the updated blocks, like the upside-down stairs and stuff like that. Or even the different colored blocks, the different colored wood. So here I am experimenting with that. Like I said, it looks kind of ugly. It almost starts to look like a face, like the guy from Katamari Damacy or whatever, however you say that game. But kind of a little a basement bedroom, you know, after you're done showing that special someone the stars. Oh, no. Astronomy is not the profession that gets you laid. Let me just say that much. But not that I would know. I'm not an astronomer. But yeah, technically, I guess this is a good place for a bedroom to be for an astronomer because they're awake during the night and they sleep during the day. So I just need to find a way to like install shutters on those windows or just remove them completely. But yeah, I got a little more convenient bedroom down here, and then let's go upstairs. Oh, I'm starving to death. That's one thing I'm finding. I'm in that underground lair of mine. I'm a little bit behind on keeping my food stocks up. I don't have anything in here. There's a little bit of wheat. Yeah, I'm gonna have to raid somebody's farm or something. But we'll deal with that later. I'm fine for now. So yeah, let's head upstairs and check out these paintings. Oh, I guess I should get like some wool. Oh, I guess I can just replace these paintings. There we go, up here. Ah, that worked out just fine. Remember, they used to be like the landscape paintings, but now it's the Big Dipper. Let's see what other paintings we can get. Yoink. So yeah, thank you to JABS for making these cool paintings. Nice crescent moon there. Looks like a galaxy, an edge-on galaxy of some sort. More of the moon. More of the moon. How do I get the double one? There's Wolfie. That's astronomical in nature, isn't it? There's another moon. There. Oh, beautiful. Oh, and I appear to have duplicated it. Nope. Okay, there it goes. Got Saturn and the Big Dipper. Let's see what else we can get. The space shuttle landing. That really has no part in an astronomical observatory. There's my face. There's that thing again. I think it's observatories at Mauna Kea or something like that. That's cool. I want something more. No, I already got one of those. Ah, that's kind of cool. Looks like something that's going on there, like Jupiter with a moon or something, or something. I'm going to be doing this all day. Doing this all day. That's the rest of the episode. Nice annular eclipse. There's that again. I think I've cycled through all these. Yeah, that one's cool. I like that. Yeah, I think that might be Jupiter if I step back a little bit. Indeed. How do you I don't have... I'm gonna see if I can make another painting and then I can like put one up downstairs or something like that. Hey! Let me out! Boop, 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 boop. Hey! Boop. And downstairs. Do I have any more wool or string, perhaps? String! There we go. And do it like that. Yep. And then all you need are sticks around it, right? I don't know, I haven't made a painting in a while. I'll have to ask Zisto. Yep, painting. Boop. Let's put one above the bed or something. Giggity. Space shuttle. Clips. Heyo! Oh, that's pretty awesome. Although it blocks the it blocks the window in the background. How does that look from outside? I'm just curious. And it's snowing. It does kind of look like shutters from the back. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of that yet, but that's kind of funny. Doot. That'd be cool if I could get that, but lower, like down on the bed. So I guess for those big square ones, you got to put on the bottom left. Hey. Nope. 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 Ooh, Mars. Ah, Mars. Hey, baby, want to go to Mars? Amazing. Ah, it is now the Mars bedroom. Indeed. Anyway, I think, what else did I want to do this episode? I'm running pretty low on resources. I'll make a stop by here before we head back to the mountain. I do have a few topics to discuss. Yeah, I guess that's just the way the snow forms when it's snowing around a tree. I could see how this block gets it, but I don't know how this block gets it. Weird. I wanted to go check out BdoubleO's arena, although it's more of a community project. I know Arcus and Packrat are also primarily working on it, and they've been doing a lot of hard work with that. I just want to see the progress since I donated such a hefty amount of bricks and things left over from my build. Oh, there's some sheep. Somebody's got sheep. I could have used all that wool. That's another project worth doing, is getting more animals back into the spawn area here, because I'm assuming they were all killed or gathered up prior to the update that allowed for you to breed the animals. Of course, I don't know how much people want animals roaming around the streets and getting in and out of their houses and things, so... Dang it, I didn't bring my minecart. I'm an idiot. Oh. Got some nether lag. Spider eyes. There's a whole bunch of string. Yikes. Alright, I guess we're taking the long way. But yeah, I wanted to actually follow up on the last episode of Far Lands or Bust, number 164. I was talking about like my first memories of multiplayer games. More specifically, multiplayer games. I'd already a long time ago talked about just video games in general, but in terms of multiplayer games, like on the PC, I was talking about MechWarrior 2 and StarCraft and Rainbow Six and stuff like that, and in the comments, it started to bring back more memories that I'd forgotten about, and all those things, while I do have early memories of doing, dial-up internet to your friend to do multiplayer, that was falsified information. I'd actually... Going through here, the first actual instance I remember significantly playing multiplayer games on a computer was, holy chunk error, there we go, was in middle school. We played a game called BdoubleO. It's a game that I looked it up on Wikipedia and stuff that apparently was made in 1987. I was playing it, maybe I was 13, 14, maybe 12, 13 years old, 14 years old. Middle school, that was like 91, 92. And it was in our old Mac lab. I don't know how many of you remember, and that's the thing. I don't know, even through high school, I remember computer labs being very weird, you know, kind of underpowered random things. We didn't have the internet throughout high school in our computer labs and things like that, so they're not, I don't know how high schools nowadays do computer labs. I'm sure they got to restrict your internet and stuff like that, but yeah, in middle school we had the old Mac lab. These were the old Mac OS, you know, the ugly gray boxes. But we played BdoubleO, which is, for those of you who don't know, BdoubleO was a tank combat game. It was kind of a over-the-top thing where you're overhead and you have a little tank, almost like the game called Combat for the Atari 2600, but then I'm just dating myself more. Oh, what am I doing? Oh, it's not nighttime. I was going to say I could be sleeping to get rid of this rain. How appropriate. It's raining when I'm coming onto the arena. The arena. But yeah, BdoubleO was amazing. It had, and I was talking about, you know, StarCraft and Mech Warrior 2, just dialing up one friend and playing, you know, 2v2 or co-op or something like that. BdoubleO, at that early a time, had 16 players over AppleTalk network. So 16 players, you know, so that was amazing. Wow. If you're watching BdoubleO's videos and other people's videos coming around here, YouTube doesn't give the sense of scale that this thing has. Yikes. Amazing. Yeah, this place looks like it's going to be cool. I do appreciate the symmetry of the torch placement. But yeah, BdoubleO, and now that I think about it, there were a lot of, very vague, but a lot of similarities between BdoubleO and Minecraft now that I think about it. And, I mean, you were a tank, and it was tank combat, but you had to go around and you had to collect resources, like chop down trees and stuff, and then from that you could build the walls of your bases, and then you had like landmines and stuff, and you can use those to blow up parts of the landscape and create like a moat. And ooh, let's play some music. Ding dong. But yeah, it kind of had that. I don't think the maps were randomly generated, but there were a bunch of different maps that you could play on. And you had to go around. You could build pillboxes, you know, automatic pillboxes that take on the enemy and stuff like that. You know, you had kind of spawn point, you know, places where you had to go to refuel, and then the point of the game was to take from your team, or the other team, to take their refueling stations and can kind of take over the map, and then basically you won when people were unable to refuel themselves or recharge themselves or you know, spawn again. So that I remembered quite a bit, and I even remember meeting up with my friends who were playing at like lunchtime and drawing out plans for our bases on graph paper, because it was a very, you know, it was a very pixelated game. So if you had graph paper, you could plan out the layout of your bases and where you'd place your pillboxes and stuff like that. So good times indeed. But yeah, I remember we joined, or I joined the middle school's computer club, quote unquote. But back in the early 90s, it was as much of a computer club as it could be. I think the teacher or whatever, who was, I'm assuming she was assigned, you know, you have to be the computer club, you know, administrator or, you know, whatever. I think she was the home ec teacher, though, so she knew nothing about computers. So basically it just turned into, once a week we met, and we all just played BdoubleO. Every single week we just played BdoubleO for a couple hours after school. So that's what that was. And, so that was really fun. I have some fond memories of that, I suppose. And yeah, it was kind of the first game where, obviously we didn't have headsets or anything, so your enemies, the 8 guys who were your enemies on the other side of the room, you know, we could hear what they were saying and things like that. But I remember it did, however, all come to a very abrupt end, the entire computer club, because as many multiplayer games get, they can get somewhat intense, and somebody on the other team had a little moment of rage. Perhaps it was Pause and Pause's brother or something. No, a moment of rage, and they said, I can't remember what they said, but, you know, they got killed or something like that, and they're like, "Oh, you little shit," and, you know, just out loud, and the teacher, this home ec teacher who was just sitting there reading her magazines or whatever, was there, and she's like, "All right, that's it, everybody out, you know, computer club is disbanded. So that sucked, but that, to me, I think was the last time I ever played BdoubleO. But some interesting developments as of late, which, as I started mentioning this on Twitter, because I just had this, like, it just came to me, and I started posting on Twitter about BdoubleO to see if anybody else remembered BdoubleO, and I certainly did hear back from somebody, but we're going to have to wait till after a brief word from our sponsors, and I will continue this story. Indeed. And we're back. Indeed. Oh, I could sleep. Although I'm resetting my spawn over here. Get rid of this rain. Get rid of the rain. Indeed. I suppose I should call that my bed then, shouldn't I? I'm not really going to hang out here, I don't think. Ooh, can I enchant? I've got 11 levels. Nah, I don't want to do that. Can I enchant snowballs? No, okay. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, the BdoubleO thing. I mentioned it on Twitter, and all of a sudden I heard back from none other than Good, who said, "You played BdoubleO?" Apparently he played BdoubleO. We're just, I think, a couple years apart in terms of age, but yeah, apparently Good is familiar with the BdoubleO. And he also mentioned how he actually has a server set up on the same server that runs the MindCrack server. So there's actually a version, a port called WinBdoubleO, which is a Windows port, and I loaded it up and it actually runs on my computer. It's pretty funny. It runs in like a 600 by 400 window. That's how big the game is. So I don't know. It'd be interesting. I haven't talked to anybody or anything, so I hope I'm not putting anybody on the spot, but if he does have that thing up and running, perhaps myself and we can scrounge up some other people on the MindCrack server or from elsewhere, and we can get into some nostalgic BdoubleO action. Oh, that'd be great. That'd be great. Even though, like I said, the last time I played was over half my life ago. I was like 13 or 14, so... Oh man, BdoubleO. Indeed. What is this? This is the town that Good is protecting his certificates at. I won't go inside. I don't know if he's doing anything special. Kind of reminds me of the town I made in Castaway. But yeah. Speaking of Castaway, I think they're talking, or at least I heard, I think from somebody's videos, or Good, or somebody said that they're thinking of... no, it was BdoubleO with his Peep Show. The rumor is that Minecraft 1.3 is due out next week, which could be interesting. Obviously, for the server here, like I said, I haven't been wanting to do too much. I don't want to do any exploring or generating of new chunks before that happens. Also, I'm waiting to get into Castaway for that exact same reason, because I'd like to leave Castaway a lot more of an adventuring series and exploring series, so once 1.3 comes out, I might be able to get back into Castaway for all of you who are demanding such things. And I guess one of the things I'm looking forward to, speaking of enchanting over there, is easier leveling up, easier enchanting. You can only get up to level 30, and it happens a lot quicker. And you can get levels from, you can get levels from breaking ores and going mining and stuff like that. So. And that's one of the things, I know I've mentioned this many a time before, the whole enchanting thing. I mean, look at this. I have a knockback 1 sword. I'm sure I got that from like a level 3 enchant. Unbreaking 3, BdoubleO brought that to me. And then another Unbreaking 3. Well, one of these BdoubleO brought to me. Just because the work I'm doing over at the underground lair is a little bit laborious. But yeah. I've never been into enchanting. I've never had any sort of crazy sword or knockback or flame thing or anything like that, so that should be interesting. And then, of course, we're waiting for 1.3 for the next, to start up the next season of Ultra Hardcore. So, looking forward to that. I'm sure it's not going to be like, ooh, once 1.3 is updated, we're going to start playing Ultra Hardcore. I'm sure there's going to be some work to do. Obviously, with a new version, you got to update the mod and things like that, so... I'm looking forward to all these things coming out of 1.3. Indeed. So yeah, let's head back for the second half. I'm going the wrong way, aren't I? Yes. For the second half, let's head back, and I can kind of show you around the mountain, the under-mountain layer, and try to figure out some different things. Maybe we can clear out a little bit more of the cave. But I also wanted to bring up... holy Moses, I almost took a tumble. Also wanted to bring up another topic, not really brought on by anything, or any situation in particular. For those of you who do subscribe to BdoubleO, you may have seen in one of his most recent Building with BdoubleOs, he had to address the issue of what I call tip jar contributions, but you know, the PayPal contributions and things that go directly to a particular channel. He had a few issues. I'm not going to speak for him. You can watch his video to hear his thoughts on what he's done, which I totally agree with and support. But I know a while back I stopped mentioning Farlands or Bust channel tip jar contributions on Farlands or Bust. Primarily because, as I've mentioned many a times before, I want that series to be about the Child's Play charity fundraiser. So, ooh, wrong way. So, ooh, maybe I could get some watermelons, since I am kind of starving to death here. What's the best way to gather watermelons? Just punching them? Probably an axe. I don't have an axe. Oh, these are a lot of watermelons. Alright, good. I hope you don't mind. I'm taking some watermelons. Doesn't look like you're returning to this place anytime soon. But yeah, I wanted to address that because, like I mentioned there, I want that to be more about the Child's Play charity contributions, and despite that, I always require, before anybody gives to the Farlands or Bust tip jar contribution, the channel contribution, I require that they give to Child's Play charity first. That's hard to keep track of sometimes, and I'm just taking your guys' word for it, but, oh man, I think that's enough watermelons to keep me awake for a while. But I've decided to stop thanking those in Farlands or Bust, and I wasn't sure after I mentioned that what I was going to do. But I think overall I'm going to make a few changes, and I'll make these changes on the website about the details. And like BdoubleO said, whatever I'm saying doesn't mean I'm asking for more contributions, doesn't mean I'm trying to get higher contributions or anything like that to my tip jar. I don't need any of it. Those things are just there because people requested it and they wanted to help out my channel, and I do appreciate all of those things, so don't take my not thanking you on video as a sign of me not being thankful. But I've decided not to include those in any video, whether or not it be Farlands or Bust or any other series. I didn't have any problem in particular, but I think I just wanted to set some standards right away. And another thing, and actually BdoubleO did this for his a while ago, and I should have done it back then, but I'm going to actually request, if you are going to give a tip jar contribution, that it be $10. So from now on, when this video comes out, any tip jar contribution that's less than $10, I'm just going to refund. For a couple reasons, mainly because I'd rather you have the money and use it for yourself. If you want to find a way to appreciate my work or thank me, send me a message on Twitter or in my YouTube inbox. I read all those, even though I don't respond to most of them because I don't have time. I do get quite a few very nice messages from people telling me how they like or found my channel and this and that and what it's inspired them to do. So that I would appreciate more than, what's that guy doing there? Than, you know, oh, okay, he has some special superpowers. Spider-Man zombie. That's interesting. He actually might be here. Nope. Spider-Man zombie. But, ooh, that's an interesting design. But yeah, so for that reason, I'd rather you have it, or I'd rather you, if you just have $1 or $2 or $5, give that all to Child's Play charity. Because they're a non-profit, they don't, to the best of my knowledge, pay the same PayPal fees, and in general, I have in the past gotten a few, say, $1 donations, and just for your own information, when that happens, or if you give to anybody who's taking a tip jar contributions into PayPal, when you do that, you're actually giving more money to PayPal than you are to the person, if they're not a non-for-profit and they have the normal PayPal fees. So kind of that I wanted to put a nix on, and yeah, that's just the way I'm going to go with things forward here. However, Pause on Pause joined the game. I was just talking about his ragey brother who ruined our BdoubleO championship in the middle school computer club. Let me do that. I suppose I should say hello. Ooh, all caps. Hello! What was I saying? Oh yeah, the tip jar contributions. Oh lordy lordy, look who it is. Apparently Pause on Pause sounds like Katharine Hepburn, but nope. I'm not actually here, it's a mirage. What can I bring with me here? Bring more iron. Diamond might come in handy. I have a whole ton of cobblestone. I'm getting distracted again about what I was talking about. Glass would be good. And perhaps this leftover wood. And some bowls for soup, since I don't starve to death. What was I talking about? Oh yeah. Even though... Oh, it's nighttime. Crap. Even though I'm not going to be posting signs or thanking by name in person, not in person, but in videos, I do want to show my thanks somehow. So, as part of this new tip jar terms and conditions, for those people who give over jerk ass. For those, I should have made a boat again, dang it. For those people who give over $20 to the tip jar contribution, I'm going to send you one of the personalized Farlands Robust postcards in the mail. And once again, this isn't me. This isn't me. This isn't me asking for higher contributions or anything. It's just a way that I want to give back to those who do feel the need to give to the tip jar contributions. Tip jar contributions could all stop tomorrow for all I care. And you guys could just send me notes and emails and messages on YouTube telling me that you appreciate me, and that'd be fine. But this is just kind of a little extra thing I want to go forward doing, because I know I sent these postcards, for those of you who saw, to a few people who donated previously when I was trying to raise money to help me build a new computer. Well, not even trying to raise money, but you guys wanted to help me raise money to buy a new computer, so I thanked all those people, sent out kind of the first batch of these professionally printed. These aren't just like postcards I'm printing on like my inkjet printer. Professionally printed postcards. So I want to continue with that. So I'm going to actually, for anybody between the time I sent out the first set of postcards and now, I'm looking back in the history, and for anybody who gave to the tip jar over $20, I'm going to be sending you guys an email requesting you provide a postage address that I can send postcards to. So look forward to that. And then as we go forward, anybody in the future who gives more than $20, you could either include your mailing address in the notes field when you do give a tip jar contribution, or if you don't do that, I'll do my best to get in contact with you to get that information. So yeah, there's no need to give anything at all. If you are going to give something, go give to Child's Play charity at farlandsrobust.com. And that would actually even make me a little bit happier. But, uh-oh. How do I get in here? There we go. Not so secret entrance anymore. So yeah, I'm going to put all this up on the Farlands or Bust website. I have it. You guys know that I don't put any links in the video description to the tip jar. I don't even put any links on my... Well, this isn't working out at all. I don't put any links on my channel. I don't, I don't remind you guys. I don't, I keep it pretty hidden. It's almost kind of hidden on the website, which is the only place where that's even located, to the best of my knowledge. So yeah, that I kind of got distracted quite a bit during that. I hope that was comprehensible, what I was talking about there. But yeah, that's the way that's going. And like I said, there wasn't any one particular event that happened. It's not because of what happened to BdoubleO, and it's just something I've been meaning to do for quite a while, and I've only just now had a chance to really sit down and formulate this plan for what to do with the tip jar contributions. And I'm still, even with the changes to all these terms, I'm still going to downright almost require you first give some amount to Child's Play charity. Here's my food source. So yeah, that's how that's going. So yeah, let me actually, now that we're down here, let me give you a brief tour of what I've done so far. I know you guys saw in a few videos that I was online with BdoubleO came down and helped me, and then he died digging out one of these shafts, and then heyo, and then you saw me signing on and off to the chat and things like that, but I hadn't made any videos yet. This is what I've been doing. I've been digging out, I should have done it before and after, but remember the spawner? Yeah, here's the spawner down here. The spawner I found is down here, and then I came out over here, and there was this sort of open area here that I was pretty impressed with. So I started just row by row, started to dig it out. Whoa! That happens a lot. A lot of near-death experiences. That whole thing right there is just one layer. I've almost dug myself to my doom multiple times over there. But yeah, like the level it started out at was there, and this was a poorly planned base station because I've dug all around it. But yeah, I'm trying to figure out something to do to create kind of a... I want the scale to be pretty big, but I'm starting to notice, which not having worked this low before, that down here we get a lot of the void fog. So I'm starting to think that instead of digging down, I will dig up and dig a big area up here, and then kind of... I want to keep it looking like a cave. So all this flat stuff, I'd like to eventually sculpt into more cave-like structures. I suppose an easy way to do that would just to bring in some TNT and start randomly exploding it. That would make it look more natural, like a cave. And then perhaps above that, once I get out of the void fog, keep all this lava down here, but like maybe at this level where there isn't that much problem with void fog, I can put some sort of glass or some sort of flooring right here, which would be the floor of the ooh, diamonds, the underground base station, and then kind of have it almost like a dome, like a cave. I'll try to keep like stalactites and things going on, and then I'm got to work on what the project for those shafts to the surface are. But yeah, a little bit of a kind of an evil lair, I guess you could call it. I don't know. I haven't been doing much evil lately, but yeah, here we are. Amazingness indeed. I'm not going to bore you guys with this. This is what I've been doing all those times you've seen me online on the MindCrack server. I've just been doing this, cutting stuff out. So I don't think I'm going to really bore you too much with that. Maybe I'll do this one layer here and kind of wrap things up. I'm not sure how long this episode went. I gotta start setting up a timer, because I'm not recording my audio with Cool Edit Pro anymore, which had a nice, timer as it was recording, letting you know how long you've recorded for. So I've really got to start... Oh god! Holy mackerel! Ho ho ho! I was like holding on with my toes. Alright, that's enough of that. Whew! I'm actually sweating. Yeah, let's do some of this. This is like the most ganky wheat farm ever. Grab that so I don't starve to death. Let me eat some of this. Actually, I could probably go breed those pigs with this. Yoink. Let me get the seeds down there. Oh man, I would have lost all this glass that I have. Way to go, Kurt. Good job. Keep up the good work. You know how to play Minecraft. So yeah. I think that pretty much sums up this episode of the MindCrack server. I thank you very much for watching and appreciate the comments and questions in the comments and likes and subscribes if you're not already subscribed. And I will be back in another few weeks or so when we make more progress with this. And I'll try to be more frequent here. Like I said, when 1.3 comes out, I'm going to be more interested in doing things like enchanting and exploring and things like that. So look forward to that. Hey guys, get a breed job. Hey. Alright, you die. You're useless to me. Give me your meat. Yoink. And I have only one chicken still. Why aren't you laying eggs, dude? I gotta set up a trap door like this dude does. Because this is not going to work for very long. Oh, now he lays an egg. You jerk. Pick it up. Oh. And Bubkiss. Have a seed. So yeah. This has been this episode of MindCrack SMP server. Thank you once again for watching. My name is Kurt. Hey, I will see you next time.